You're listening to a GWP weather update. It's Wednesday, March 4th, 2026, and I'm your host for this episode here, Jacob Fulmer here from the Great World Productions. And we're going to be looking at some ongoing thunderstorms that we have across the region through tonight, and also a look at that severe weather threat as we go into the day on Friday. And so, as you may have noticed, I didn't talk about rain for tomorrow as we are going to have a break. So that's going to be some good news. But first, before we get to that, we do have some rain showers and thunderstorms out there for this evening. We've got some heavier thunderstorms around the Springfield area. By the way, we did have some half-dollar size hail that was reported in Greene County, which is where Springfield is located at. In Turners, Missouri, or near Turners, Missouri, there was half-dollar size hail reported. That was from the SPC storm reports. So where I gathered that information from. And then we also had quarter size hail reported just around Springfield, Missouri. So not necessarily inside the city, but around the city, there was some quarter size hail that was reported. Just a few moments ago, there was a severe thunderstorm warning for the area that has now been allowed to expire as some of those storms have a weekend. So all of the storms that we have out there right now are just plain old thunderstorms. And so that's what we're expecting as we go through the rest of this evening. But you'll notice that we have some heavier rain around Sedalia, just to the west of Fort Scott. So just to the west of kind of our region here that we cover. And so these will continue to move through, not expecting a whole lot of rain, maybe a quarter of an inch at most as we go through the evening hours. Definitely not going to be as heavy as the rain that we had earlier out there this morning that did lead to some of that small hail in some of our locations here. And then as you go further to the south, we do have some stronger to even severe thunderstorms. Severe thunderstorm watch is in effect across southern Missouri into Arkansas. That's in effect until about 9 o'clock tonight. And then we have a severe thunderstorm watch further to the south that continues until 11 o'clock Central Standard Time. And you notice that we have had some heavier rain across Dallas. We've had some half-dollar size to quarter size hail that's been reported with some of these thunderstorms. But again, all of that will be staying to our south through the remaining evening hours for us tonight. Looking at those current weather alerts that we have, this is from the National Weather Service's national weather alerts. And again, we've got those severe thunderstorm watches. That's what's in this kind of reddish area. And then we've got some of those severe alerts as well, even some ongoing flooding that we've been experiencing across Indiana and Ohio. But you'll notice that across our region, we are clear, and it's going to stay that way, at least when it comes to those severe alerts, at least until Friday. Here's that severe weather risk. So again, it's along Interstate 44 and points to the south. That is where we do have a tornado risk across northern Arkansas and southern Missouri as we go through the evening hours tonight. What about through the daytime hours tomorrow? Tomorrow, the threat is going to be west of our area. So we do have that slight risk, which is a 2 out of 5 on that risk scale that the SPC looks at. So this is your Thursday severe weather outlook showing you that Texas, Oklahoma, and Kansas will have the highest risk for severe thunderstorms. And that does include the risk of tornadoes. And so you'll notice that we do have that hatched area across Texas and Oklahoma. That's where we're looking at the possibility of some stronger isolated tornadoes. Wind and hail will also be a risk across that area as well. But what we're really paying attention to across the state of Missouri is this on Friday. This is from the Day 3 SPC Severe Weather Outlook Storm Prediction Center. And so you'll notice that we do have an enhanced risk for severe weather, which is the level 3 out of 5 risk. So that's where the environment is going to be a little bit more favorable for some of those stronger thunderstorms is going to be across this orange area. We will still have a severe weather risk across this yellow area, including central Missouri, but western Missouri along Interstate 49, that's where we have the higher risk of severe weather, really between Interstate 35 and Interstate 49. That's going to be the area where we're going to be dealing with some supercell thunderstorms in the afternoon, and that could lead to a tornado risk. We could be looking at large hail, damaging winds as well. Friday will definitely be the day with the highest severe weather risk. Until then, again, we've got showers and thunderstorms mainly south of Interstate 70, but especially south of Interstate 44. That's where those storms are going to be a little bit stronger. By tomorrow morning, everything is going to clear out. We will still have cloud cover in place. Temperatures will begin to warm, and we may even have a little bit of sunshine across the state of Missouri. So for a change, we may actually see the sun. Then, as we go into Thursday afternoon, again, thunderstorms developing, but these will not make it into our region. Now, it is possible that we get a few showers Friday morning, but we're not looking at any strong thunderstorms out of that. So, a few remaining showers as we go into Friday morning, and then most of the day Friday looks good. But then, as we go into the afternoon hours, we're going to have those individual supercell thunderstorms. Those are going to develop, and that's what's going to give us that risk for the supercells are going to give us that risk for hail, damaging winds, and also tornadoes. And then a more organized, more widespread group of thunderstorms, the tornado risk will be a little bit lower with those. Those will come during the evening and overnight hours. And so that tornado threat will drop just a little bit. The wind threat is going to stay pretty elevated, but the flooding threat is going to go up because they're going to be more widespread, heavier thunderstorms. So here's at 6 p.m. This is from Tropical Tidbits, and you'll notice that we do have some of those heavier thunderstorms moving in around 8 o'clock from Texas to Oklahoma, as well as into Missouri across the area here. And these will continue pretty much all night long. So that severe weather risk will remain in place during the overnight hours, but it will go down just a little bit. And so that's kind of the good news with that. By Saturday morning, a few lingering showers are possible, but the majority of this is going to begin to move out. We'll continue to keep you updated here on GWP weather and with these weather updates as we get closer to the day itself. But again, Friday looks to be our highest risk for severe weather. In the meantime, just a few showers and storms for tonight.